The objective news network muzzled voices lead to lost ideas. I am only one of millions of Americans whose First Amendment rights to free speech are being curtailed by our own government regulated social media technology giants who are trying to control what we are allowed to say and who we are allowed to say it to. In fact, there's a whole new jargon out there to explain the phenomenon. Words like content moderation, borderline content, or megaphone control, and shadow banning, and the list goes on. Elon Musk, when he took over the old Twitter, now X, found that the US government intelligence agencies, most notably the FBI, infiltrated the platform and were exerting their influence to limit the distribution of what was allowed or disallowed content to be published and then broadly shared with others. What Musk found was exactly the same type of thing that is still taking place at other social media giants that most users of the various platforms may know little, if anything at all, about. When the social media giants decide to curtail the distribution of certain content, they most often do not even tell you what they are doing. This despite the First Amendment constitutional guarantee of freedom of expression, free from government interference. Instead, they intentionally try to deceive the user, you, to believe that you are being allowed to fully exercise your First Amendment rights, when in fact you are being censored. Lately, though, constitutional revisionists have expanded the right for publicly owned and private companies with political leanings one way or the other, like Facebook, YouTube, and others, to use the nation's communications infrastructures as a mechanism of public control by denying citizens with different points of view their constitutionally guaranteed First Amendment rights to freedom of speech and its expression. All of this in league with our own government. The legal facts of the matter are that the social media giants operate on communications infrastructures that are both privately and publicly owned, but in all cases, regulated by, guess who? The U.S. government. It is the Federal Communications Commission, or FCC, that is supposed to regulate interstate and international communications by radio, television, wire, satellite, cable, and other mechanisms in the United States. So, if you believe that companies like Facebook, Meta, Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, True Social, LinkedIn, and the other tech giants have some kind of right to violate the First Amendment of the Constitution to keep certain American citizens invisible and muzzled by keeping them off of the grid, so to speak, you would be wrong. They don't, but the government allows it. Now, I could go through the experiences of literally thousands of other Americans who've been silenced by government-regulated tech giants because they are, or are perceived to be, conservatives who still believe that the Constitution is supposed to be the law of the land, strictly interpreted and rigorously enforced no matter who you are politically. Of course, these views often run contrary to a whole new generation of what may be called constitutional revisionists. These folks are often grouped together as progressive liberals that believe in very loose interpretations of the Constitution, or sometimes outright denials of the explicit words or principles upon which our Constitution is, in fact, based. Right now in America, many citizen observers across our society believe that the mainstream media, including the social media tech giants, do not provide what they consider to be objective reporting of situations and events of the day and allow the broad dissemination of, yes, different viewpoints. The media, including journalists, entertainment, and the social media tech giants, are generally viewed and accepted as introducing bias one way or the other, to the point that most major issues affecting our society today are perceived only from two polar opposite perspectives, either conservative or liberal. It is what it is. This is John Hnatio reporting for the Objective News Network. In our next story, we will explore several real-world examples of how the polarization of the country into liberal and conservative subcultures contributes to censorship and just plain bad decision-making. In the meantime, please tell your family, friends, colleagues, and followers about us and ask them to subscribe. To do our work here at ONN, we need to begin to bring together a new generation of critical thinkers to guide America through a difficult and turbulent time in our history. This is John Hnatio reporting, and we want to thank you for watching. We hope to see you the next time.